Okay, yesterday I promised that I would send out a video working out these problems right here so that you could fix any of them that you missed. However, I forgot to do that. So I'm going to work out these problems from this exit ticket from yesterday, and if you did not make a 2 out of 2, you can go back and fix those. I'll extend the deadline so that it won't count off for that because it's my fault that I forgot to send out the video. So this first situation, we're looking at depositing money in a savings account that gets 1.05% interest compounded annually, and Jennifer here is going to deposit $500 each year. So whenever we're setting this up, we have to think about what we would do if we were doing sort of like an exponential equation. And so whenever we have 1.05% interest, we have to do 1.05%, and then we have to change that. Oops, wrong way. We have to change that. Let me get my eraser here. We have to change that to a decimal. And so to change that to a decimal, you got to move your decimal 2 places this direction. You'll put a 0 right there, and then we're going to put a 1 in front of it. So right away I can see I'm not going to use what is B and C here for this one, although yours are probably in different order because I think I told it to mix it up. So I'm not going to use these two because they just use 1.05. That would be a 5% interest rate, which is not the interest rate that Jennifer is getting here. So we need it's either A or D here where we're using that 1.015%. And so what's happening is we're starting off with $500 and we're taking 0.0105%, and then we're multiplying that by the amount of money that's in the account, which we're going to call A sub n minus 1. And this will be our A sub n. But at every year, whenever that interest is compounded, she is also adding $500 to that account. So the best answer here is this first one right here, 1.0105 A sub n minus 1 plus 500. For the second one, we are given this recursive formula, and we need to find the third term. So we're told that A sub 1 is negative 2. And so we need to find A sub 2. And so what we're going to do for A sub 2 is we're going to plug in 2's for all the n's right here. So that means we're going to have 3 times A sub 2 minus 1 plus 2 times 2, all the n's are becoming 2's, minus 4. And so A sub 2 minus 1 is A sub 1, and A sub 1 is negative 2. So we've got 3 times negative 2 plus 4 minus 4, and so we're going to end up with negative 6 here. So our A sub 2 is negative 6, but this asks us for the third term, so we're going to have to do this again. So for A sub 3, we'll have 3 times A sub 3 minus 1 plus 2 times 3 minus 4. So again, what I'm doing there, everywhere there's an n there, I'm replacing it with a 3. So here, 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So this is going to be A sub 2. A sub 2 is negative 6. So we're going to have 3 times negative 6 plus 2 times 3 is 6 minus 4. So we've got negative 18 plus 6 minus 4, and this is going to give us, let's see, negative 12 minus 4. So we should get negative 16 for this problem. I guess I could put these in just so I can double check everything's right. There. Okay, that's our second question. All right, for our third question, we have the situation, we've got 700 apple trees. 5% of the trees die every year of natural causes. They replant 50 trees each year. Write the recursive formula. So 5% are going to die, which means 95% remain. So the equation that we want to use for this one here, if we're doing 95% remain, that's the value that we want to use. We'll move that decimal 2 places. So we'll have our a sub n equals 0.95 times a sub n minus 1. And then at the end of each year, they add 50 more trees. They plant 50 more trees there. There. So this is the formula that we're going to be using for this problem, which would be that second one right there, which yours are probably in different order. All right, the last question asks us to still use the situation. We want to know how many trees will be in the orchard in the year 2022. And so we're going to use a spreadsheet for this to help us. So let me open a spreadsheet up real quick. Let's go to, no, that's not where I want to go. Sorry guys, nope. That's not right either. Oh, sorry guys. Let me pause this one for me. Finally, got the spreadsheet pulled up here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit if it'll let me. Come on, computer. There we go, so you can see this well. Alright, so I want the year and I want the trees, number of trees. So in the year 2015, I know that there are 700 apple trees in the orchard. And so I want 2015, I want this to go up 2016, 17, 18. I could type them in, but the easiest thing to do, so you don't have to type it in, is to put equals, click on that number above, and put +1. And then I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste, and that'll count up for us. And then for my trees here, I want to use this recursive formula. So I'm going to type in equals, and then I need 0.95 times, and then instead of using a sub n minus 1, I'm going to click on the cell right above. So that would be your a sub n minus 1. That's your term right before this next one. And then put plus 50 here. And that'll give us the number of trees there. So this is our formula that we're using. See how it's the same as what we have here, except for we've got B2 instead of our a sub n minus 1. And so if I copy that formula, and I also paste it, then we're going to see that figures out how many trees we have here in our orchard. And our question for this one says, how many trees will there be in the orchard in the year 2022? So if we go right here at 2022, I've got 790.4988. And so it tells us to round to the nearest whole tree. So 0.4 means we round down. So we would have 790 trees. Now I'm going to submit the quiz to make sure that I did get them all right. Yes, these are all right. So if you did not make a 2 out of 2, go back and fix your answers on that.